Georgia, where your Bacon County Red Raiders travel over here for a region contest, a very important region contest, as our Bacon County Red Raiders are 1-2 in the region, and we are taking on a Swainsboro Tiger team that is also 1-2 in the region. Both teams are not supporting a very good schedule or a record for this season. Both of us have one win, and we have 4 losses, and they have 5 losses. But we're still very much in the playoff hunt, both teams. And tonight is going to be making a difference as far as who is going to be able to continue playing in the playoffs. We have a little bit of a difference today in that Matt, the quarterback that is normally with us, is at a previous engagement. And tonight, going with us is Brent Johnson, who is helping us with the broadcast tonight. Brent, good to have you on with us.
Well, as always, I'm glad to be here. I'd be here anyway, as we're broadcasting live over the internet. And we appreciate you guys and what you do week in and week out, because we take the voice of the radio and place it on top of our video broadcasts for our customers and our community that are joining us from the radio as well.
Well, Brent, you work at the school and you see a lot of things that goes on there, and the injury bug has bitten us. And losing 2 weeks ago at Vidalia, losing starting quarterback Cooper Brown. Tell us a little bit about his injury, what you know about it, and it's just been a tough year as far as some of our key players getting hurt.
Well, Cooper suffered a fractured collarbone in the third quarter of the Vidalia game. And you're talking about a kid who's a sophomore, has really stepped up during the season when Jewell, our starting quarterback, went down early on, missed a couple of games. And he's about 145 pounds sopping wet, but the young man knows how to play the game of football. And he got landed on pretty hard, and he played the rest of the game. But anyway, come Monday, they did get the X-rays, and they had to have an adjustment made, and he's out for the season. So,
yeah.
And he's one of several, as you mentioned a while ago, that's hurt us. And Coach, in the last 2 weeks over the break, we've lost. I know 2 players, I won't mention by name, that have been dismissed from the team for various reasons,
right.
And one of them was a starter, and right. We're going to miss that individual on defense.
Well, those things happen. Things like that happen during the course of a football season, and the kids have different interests, and then if things don't go their way, they don't have that stickability, and they make the decision to move on. And most of the time in situations like that, the program is better off if the kid will just move on, and kids better off if they just move on. Let's going back to the injury, we do have some good news tonight. Xavier Hayes is one of our starting wide receivers, a senior this year, who we thought with his injury early on in the season, we thought that he was going to be lost for the season, but he's fought through it, and he's going to be back tonight. I don't know at what role he's going to be playing. I don't know if he'll be starting or not, but we've missed Xavier. He's a possession-type receiver, and he's been a kid that has been in the program for a long time, and I know that it's good to just have him back, and I know he feels good about being back. We have down with us tonight also for our Bennett and Johnson sideline report here in the Lamar's Pharmacy pregame show. We have Shane Bennett. Shane is always there with us, and Shane, we're going to go down to you. Tell us a little bit of what you're feeling down there and what you're seeing on the sideline.
Hey guys, well thank you, and welcome Brent to the club tonight. We are give you a little update. You were talking about Xavier there. I was talking to coaches just a few minutes ago about Xavier. They're going to use him on a limited role, kind of just ease him back into the situation because he's been out really since that first scrimmage game, so he's not used to the hard knocks all year. So he's going to be kind of using a limited role. But it is good to have him back. And again, Dawson Jewell with shoulder injuries back now, going to be starting for Cooper Brown, which is out with that collarbone. And we hope he gets a speedy recovery. We just won't see him this year. Coaches understand the importance of this game. Talking to all of the coaching staff, this is a swing game for us. We take this game, we go with a lot of momentum. We got Benedictine, and then we come in with Bryan and Metter. But this is a must-win game for us, and that's from all the coaches. They understand the importance of it. It seems like the players themselves understand that. And just the atmosphere right now in the locker room seems more business. They're talking about special teams and what we can and can't do. Talking to Coach Langford, head coach, about what we do need offensively. We're going to run the horseman a good bit tonight. We're still going to throw the ball, but you're going to see some other things that Coach K would not divulge to me, so they're just top secret until the game time. Defensively, though, talking to Coach Yates, he said they've got a good quarterback and a good tailback, and we've got to shut them down. He said the only way to shut them down is team tackling, and we've done a better job of that throughout the year. We keep getting better at that, and that's what he said the key tonight was. He said you're going to have to see us doing a lot of gang tackling. He said if we're not doing that, we're not going to be able to win this football game. He said, so we got to put 11 hats on the ball every time that ball's handed off or the quarterback's got it. And he said if we can do that, we got a good shot at winning this football game.
Thank you very much, Shane. The quarterback you're talking about is Jacoby, let's see right here, Jacoby Gibbons, number 19. He is just a sophomore, but you can tell by looking at him in his warm-ups, he's a very talented young man and is going to have a career as far as football is concerned. If he'll keep things right, he's going to have a career after high school is over with. Well, Brent, we're going to go back to the studio now for the Mars Pharmacy Coaches Show, and we're going to be talking with head coach Kyle Langford, the interview we done this morning. He'll talk a little bit about Vidalia, the open date, and what we can expect here tonight. And we'll be catching you up again next time we talk to you. We'll be doing pregame and be ready to start the football game with the kickoff. You're listening to 93.5 The Eagle.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes, or if your neighbor has In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Bennett Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
To come out and address the field, and waiting for the captains to come out and shake hands, and let's determine who's going to take the kick and who's going to be kicking and what's going to happen during the game, and we're excited about it. We want to take just a few minutes, and Brent, before the game starts, and talk about the region play. We got us, of course, here in Swainsboro tonight, but then right down the road, just 28 miles away, I guess what you would call the region game of the week, in that Toombs County is taking on Benedictine. And that game was originally supposed to be played in Savannah, but because of the hurricane that came through, they moved it to the pit. And I talked with a good friend of mine who's the chaplain of the Toombs County team, and he told me that it's been a long time since he's seen Lions as excited about the game that's coming up as this one.
Well, they ought to be excited. We've seen that team, and we give them all they wanted for about 3 quarters over at our field. They've got a running back that's an all-state type kid. He's averaging over 200 yards a game, and he's going to give – he and that Toombs County Bulldog team are going to give Benedictine all they want tonight.
I'm absolutely believing that, and would not be surprised at all to see Toombs County come out of there with a win. Benedictine is coming into a different Toombs County team than what they've been used to playing. I think the last time they played Toombs County, it was like 52-14 or something, but they're coming in, as you said, this kid, his name fails me right now, but he's the number 2 running back in the state of Georgia as far as yardage is concerned, and he's just a junior. We get to see him again next year, so that's a big game. Of course, Vidalia goes to Jeff Davis, and they're playing there. Some of the other games that's in the region, Bryan County is at Metter, and that's a big game that's going to have playoff implications. In fact, talking with someone just a while ago, Roger Anderson, and he was telling me that he believes 2 out of the next 3 or 2 out of the next 4 region games, if we'll get 2 out of them, then there's a good possibility that we can make it to the state. We may have to beat Metter if Bryan County beats us, or we lose to Swainsboro here tonight. But we still got a lot of football to play, and we still hold our destiny in our own hands. And that's all you can ask for when a record like we've got in a situation that we're in, playing in the top region we're playing in.
Well, Coach, it seems like the last 5 years that and this is the 6th year, we've sort of, kind of turned Red Raider football around, kind of turned a corner. Let me say that, not turn it around. I don't want no disrespect to previous coaches or tradition, but we kind of turned a corner. With a different attitude and some different kids that have come out and played football. Every game has been important to Bacon County High School for the last 6 years leading up to this. And this game is no different. I was just listening to the guys on the other radio crew describe their situation that Swainsboro is in, and we're in the same situation. It's basically we got to win 3 out of the last 4 to guarantee a spot and that still may not guarantee, but it's going to give us a chance to get back to the playoffs. And that's what we're working toward, and we have to win tonight, and it starts tonight. And, and these young men, Shane mentioned earlier, it seemed like they were all business. And if they can get this victory tonight, I think it will propel us. Now, just like most people in our region, take it on the chin from Benedictine. We will host them next week. But following that is Bryan and Metter, and I think this game can give us some confidence, at least going into those 2 games.
I'm in total agreement with you there. We're looking now as our captains are starting to go across the field. They've got a big boy, number 54, there, looking at him, his name is Tyrone Kelsey. He's a senior offensive lineman and defensive lineman. Number 87, Jaquez Woods, who is also a senior. He's a receiver. And then number 21, KJ McCoy, who is also a senior, is the captains for the Swainsboro Tigers. And as I just called out, every one of them are seniors, and that's something that we don't have a lot of at Bacon County.
That's a good problem.
Yeah, for next year.
For next year.
And the year after.
Good problem, for the future.
Yeah.
Exactly right. We got freshmen, sophomores all over this field, a handful of juniors, and just a very few amount of seniors that they're helping the Red Raiders throughout this season.
In a county, in a community like Bacon County that's small, we don't get to recruit people like Benedictine. There, I said it. But we don't get to recruit people like some of, like a Benedictine and some of these other small communities, Swainsboro being one of them. Of course, they have another school here in Emmanuel County Institute that shares some of their athletes with them, and we know what ECI is. They're a powerhouse each and every year. But Bacon County, a small community like we're a part of, sometimes you have a string of athletes, and we've just run through a big string of athletes. We got 2 of them that play on Saturday right now in D1.
Absolutely.
But having said that, right now we have a very small senior class. We've got a small junior class, but we've got a lot of talent in freshmen and sophomores that are coming up, and I'm really excited about the future at Bacon County football.
Absolutely. Red Raiders just take the field, and if you are joining us at home, watching us on the NFHS Network, powered by Play On Sports, I do want to give a little plug here for, C. Bennett & Johnson is sponsoring the sideline reporting by Shane Bennett, but they are also the title sponsor for our broadcast each and every week, all season long. And we want to thank those guys for supporting Red Raider football and have been title sponsors for the previous 6 years.
There you have it. We also want to thank some of our other sponsors that we have, the Huddle House and the Huddle Up Timeout that they sponsor each and every week. Bennett & Johnson insurance company that is with us every week. We appreciate all that they do. Andy Cawthorn Bonnet Auto Sales, John Hughes State Farm Agency. We've also got Richmond Baking, which is a halftime show, and they are always with us. We appreciate them. Coastal Pines Technical College, First Baptist Church, McDonald's, Alma Discount Drugs, and Jay's IGA. And it looks like we're about to receive the football, and I'm excited to get football back on. Last week was an open date. We had Hurricane Matthew. That's all of those things are in our past, and we're excited about what's fixing to take place right here between the white lines. Kickoff
is a pooch to the right side to the up man. I couldn't get a number. Looks like we got a flag on this play as well.
Yeah, that's
be a
Tito.
Either a face mask or a block in the back there.
Face mask against Swainsboro, so we're going to get in good field position right to start off with. Say we're going to run something a little bit different. Dawson Jewell is coming up underneath center, or at least playing quarterback. He was our starter going in, got hurt, and we had an emergence of Cooper Brown, a young sophomore that kind of took the reins. But now, due to an injury last week, we've got Dawson back at starting quarterback, and I think Swainsboro is going to see something a little bit different than what they've been used to seeing us run.
Yeah, this is that horseman type, and that's Tito with the carry.
Yeah, it looks like about a 5-yard gain, 4 yards anyway.
And Rev, I'll try not to talk all over each other. I know you and your son's got a really good tandem.
You talk.
Again, we're in a two wides, one to each side. Start off in the pistol, and the tailback comes up next to taking the handoff. He's hit at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
and
they
again,
read that perfect.
He was met by a host of Swainsboro players, and I'll go ahead and apologize up front, Coach. My eyes aren't the best, so we may be a little short on numbers tonight.
That's fine. It was a breakdown on the right side. It looked like it was kind of a what we used to call in the old days kind of a cross-buck type play. And
brings up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, 3rd and 6.
And too many motion there. We're going to get a flag, legal procedure on the offense. It's going to back us up 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 11 now make it a little tougher on us. Again, Jewell taking the helm as the starter. Last start he got was with Toombs County. He played majority of the first half, and he hadn't had a lot of playing time since then. And he's been hurt early on. He was sick,
Right.
homesick.
Had a virus last week.
2 weeks ago versus Vidalia. Again, start off on that pistol formation. Now the back shift to the right in that power formation, that horseman type. And again, it's 3rd and 11, and we get about 2 on the carry.
Yeah, just not a very productive play, just running to a bunch of bodies. We had it powered right, we just couldn't see a crease. And like most weeks, I get sick of saying this week in and week out, but Swainsboro's a little bit bigger than we are.
Yeah.
It's always the case, seems like. This is big right here. Our special teams may play big in tonight's
first punt for the Raiders. And he gets it off, and it's a wobbler, but it's going to bounce
directly
and
sideways
die.
and die. Yeah.
That would have been a great golf shot into a par 3 green as it stops. And the Raiders will, Swainsboro will take over on their 35. 37.
Looks like we're going to run a defense out here a little bit different than what we finished up the game against Vidalia. We don't have quite as much size up front as what we've been playing. Maybe they've seen something or we've seen something on film that leads us to believe that some smaller, quicker guys may be what we need on the defensive front.
They got a good-looking tailback there in the backfield. Man in motion to the left.
They're going to speed
go
us,
left.
and we string it out. We missed tackles. We had it stopped in the backfield for at least no gain, but he spun forward for about a 3-yard gain.
Well, you got great effort by the runner, and then you had at least one missed tackle there, like you said, about the line of scrimmage.
Right. We strung it out. Their running back is number 21. We've already mentioned him. He's a senior, K.J. McCoy. You can tell he's a good-looking athlete. And another speed sweep.
That's number 6.
Oh, my goodness. They just tackled, just had a guy, one of their blockers just grabbed Anderson out here on the sideline. And I don't know how in the world that got without a call on it. Well, it's easy to get a first down when you tackle our linebacker that's supposed to string the play out.
That's a fact. And that's that's a sophomore linebacker in Anderson.
Yeah. Garrett, he's a tough-nosed little guy. He's feeling some big shoes this year in senior Wesley Cawthorn, who's supposed to be playing that position. But, of course, we all know he was injured in the first game of the season against Pierce County, season ending. Great play by Garrett, and he's going to drop him for a loss. That was a good call by Coach Yates. It was a blitz off the side, and Garrett came in and broke everything up right before as they were meshing as the quarterback and the running back were handing the ball off.
That'll be a loss of 3, and that's what you want to see here. 2nd and 13. Try to force this team to maybe do some things out of their comfort zone. They don't throw it too often. They rely heavily on the run.
It's a good play. Our defensive line is just kind of stringing them along and making our linebackers. There we go. Another great play. Great play.
And that's Castile.
Yeah,
I do see his number.
And also that was KJ Brown, number 33, came in there. Good play by our defense, and they're going in the right direction. Wrong direction for them, right direction for us, and it looks like it's going to be, what do you say, 3rd and 18?
Yes, a long 17. And they're lining up in a pistol formation similar to us before we shift.
Yeah, it's this spread offense that everybody's running
these
days.
They got three wide to the right, 1 to the left.
Watch that single guy out to the left. That's what I was afraid of.
And that's an overthrow.
But he's going to overthrow it, and we got great coverage.
Absolutely, running stride for stride with the young man. And, again, forcing Swainsboro to do something a little bit out of their comfort zone, which is, 3rd and 17 is difficult for most any team. But
I'm showing number 2, Nigel Alderman.
Alderman, yes,
he's
that's
a defensive back. He had him stride for stride. And good defense. And honestly, Swainsboro wouldn't, not belaboring the point, but Swainsboro wouldn't have got a first down in their first possession or their first series if it wasn't for a hold.
Snell is back to receive the punt, and he is going to receive it, and he's breaks a tackle, and he's now another tackle, and he's down to the 50, to the 40, one man to beat the punter, and he slows him up long enough to get or to be tackled.
Great start.
And there's a 35-yard return for Snell back to our 30-yard line.
Man, that was good. What you think, Brent? Looked good.
How
many tackles did he break?
He broke at least 3.
Yeah.
About 2 initially, and then about the 50-yard line, I think I broke a arm tackle. We're in the pistol again. Or if you want to call it the horseman formation. And he hands it to Tito, the 31, but he slips down and is tackled at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we're just trying to tack, I guess you would say, off tackle.
Now,
he was trying to bounce it outside a little bit then, but then got stopped.
maybe we're setting them up for something here, Coach. Because
I hope so.
Listen to me now. There's no doubt Jewell has the arm to throw it up and down the field. It's if he is in sync with his receivers with these few weeks of practice.
They are playing a cover 2, and JP out here in the seam.
And here we go. It wouldn't have been much of a gain if he had caught the ball, but it was low. Been about a 2-yard gain, but nonetheless, it's 3rd and 10 now.
We've had dropsy problems this year. It's unlike some of the things that we've seen in the past. We've been pretty short-handed, but this year we've had some dropsy issues.
3rd and 10 here for the Raiders. I'm sure we're in 4-down territory here. He hands it off to Tito. Brown's going to get about 4 on the carry on the left tackle.
They got a big defensive end out here. Number 64 is a big, good-looking athlete,
Yes.
Jacob Ellis. He looks to be, I don't know, about 6 foot, 6'1", maybe about 225. Athletic.
Again, we're in that power formation with the quarterback in the shot. He rolls out to his right, Jewell does. Passes to the tight end over the middle for a first down.
Great play. Give me some 5 on that one. Yeah.
That's about nearly a 20-yard gain for the Raiders as we go down to about the 14-yard line.
Good play. Good play by Jewell. Good play call.
And the power formation again. Jewell's going to hand it to Tito, and he's going to run right up the middle. And he is, again, it's just a breakdown right there. They kind of manhandle us right now up the middle, not getting much of a push.
Well, one of the things that I'm seeing is that we don't have any offensive linemen on the ground. You know, we're not pushing anybody off the ground. We're up high. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to run like that, you're going to have to get behind your pads.
That or you're going to have to bounce it outside quickly. And again, that power formation for the Raiders. Tito's going to take it to the right side, and he does bounce it outside.
There he goes.
And he gets 5, 6, runs over a kid, nearly a first down.
That's just strictly on Tito there.
Absolutely. Again, I just mentioned bouncing it outside.
Right.
And he squared his shoulder pads. And we are going to be third and 1, I believe. Great run by 31.
I'd go Jewell right up the pipe. He's going to hand it to
Tito. He's got the first down. He's going to have a touchdown.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely.
Touchdown,
no
Bacon
flags.
County. Great play.
What?
Tito may be the smallest man on the field, but he may be the toughest man pound for pound.
Pound for pound, he could be the strongest kid on the field. I know he can box jump over his own head. It's ridiculous. The man is an athlete. And the Raiders have taken the punt and trampled, including the punt, 70 yards down here to score and put 6 on the board. Let's see if we can get this extra point by Senior. Oh, we got a flag here.
Who is it on? On us?
It's on us, a false start.
How do you get a false start on an extra point?
Just not set. And this is Ronaldo Juarez is going to kick the extra point here. And Coach he talked about this young kid all summer long. It just sounds different when it comes off his foot. Yeah. So this is some good experience for this young man for the future. He's just a sophomore. And there's the kick is up. And a great-looking kick. Oh, just to the right. But it was a good-looking kick.
Yeah.
Had plenty of leg. Nonetheless, 4 minutes and 57 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, and it's 6-0 Red Raiders.
You're listening to 93.5 The Eagle.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Bennett Bennett and Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
There you have it, everybody. You got Bacon County leading 6-0 with 4 minutes and 57 seconds left. We kicked the ball off down to about the 5-yard line. We got it boxed up, and here he comes. But we've stopped him out about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it was kind of a confusion there. I think everybody kind of stopped. He paused and then shot like a bullet about an extra 10 yards before we were able to tackle him.
All right, Brent. I hope our defense comes up to show. We got a lot of new faces out there that's playing. Number 18, Shamad Brenson, who is a 10th grader. I've seen him play some this year, but he's playing safety for us.
Well, he's replacing the safety that is no longer with the team.
We got something blown dead. What we got?
That should be an offensive.
Yeah. But it looked like we had that sniffed out pretty good, too.
It looks like Coach Yates has put together a good game plan for our defensive unit so far.
Here again, you don't want to talk about a coach that we have now and compare him to anybody that we've had in the past, because the past is past. But I really like Coach Yates. I like the adjustments he makes during the game. You can see his handiwork on it. They're running the same play.
Look at this defense, and one missed tackle there, but he only gained about 4 yards, getting back to original line of scrimmage.
Well, they showed us that play when it was blown dead, and dog, if they didn't come right back to it, I would at least run it to the other side of the field.
Yeah, that was a short gain there.
Yeah,
where they run him out of bounds.
About a 2-yard gain.
Okay, they're in the pistol again. Again, waiting on this tailback to get it. And McCoy.
Yeah.
And
there he goes, that
quarterback pulls it, and there's nobody on that backside. And he's running down the sideline, and he's caught by number 9, I believe.
Number 9 is Ayrton Moore. Kind of runs him down, but that not after a big game.
And that's a good coaching call on their part. They were setting us up for it. There was nobody on that backside.
Jacoby Gibbons, who is just a sophomore, you can look at him and tell he got athlete road all over him.
He's no small kid either at quarterback.
No. Future's bright at quarterback here at Swainsboro. I've not seen him throw really, in games other than just a flat. And we got
another offensive false start there. That's going to back them up, which we'll take anything we can get.
We're going to have to watch our edge. We're really going to have to watch our edge.
Well, that's where Vidalia took advantage of us 2 weeks ago and hurt us on those edges. We stood fairly firm up the middle, even with their big physical backs. But we got to watch that corner. Our overall team speed this year is just a little down that we've seen in the past.
Right. He took off too quick.
Yeah, that's another.
That's going to be 6.
That should have been a flag.
Should have been a flag. He come to the. We had a guy in motion. Swainsboro had a young man go in motion, and he started coming towards the line of scrimmage way before the snap. That's a penalty, but they didn't call it, and they threw a touchdown pass. The quarterback did. Great-looking play, really.
It was a good, nice throw there by the quarterback we were bragging on a while ago. They had a 60-yard scamper that really started this drive off right for the Swainsboro. And they're going to attempt the extra point in the north end of the field. Nope, they're going to go for 2, Coach. And the quarterback's going up the middle. And it's 8-6.
Actually a tailback, yeah. Took a direct snap.
Little wildcat.
Yeah, KJ McCoy. And there you go. Special teams are already beginning to play a difference in the game. But we're a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from bringing it back where it's supposed to be.
That's right. 3 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
We're going to go down to the sideline with Shane Bennett and our Bennett and Johnson sideline report. Shane, tell us what you saw down there.
Well, the coaches were talking about that on that the quarterback pulled it, went around, and he had defensive end one job there, and he just that's just an example of somebody one person on the field not doing their job, what difference it makes. Quarterback, they were planning on that slant right there, but defense just didn't get there in time. But as you were saying a while ago, Travis, Coach Yates is making adjustments. He sees what's going on. He's trying to make adjustments and coaching these kids constantly. So he sees it. We just got to get it employed on the field.
I know it's water under the bridge, Shane, but was that not a penalty down here when that receiver come across and just went toward the line of scrimmage too early? We're going to. All right, 14.
I couldn't see from this side over here, but I just say water under the bridge. But again, just defensively, we've got to. Coach Yates said before the game, we've got to put 11 hats on the player each time and play discipline in that particular play there. We did not do that, and we can't let it up any play up this game.
Swainsboro kicks off, and they down us on our own 26-yard line. And Dawson, he's up in the backfield making a call and hands off to Tito again.
That right side. And he's hit hard after a gain of about 2 or 3.
Yeah. It looks like we're just going to keep doing the same thing. Looks like Jackson Hall is checking in at on the line, number 63.
Jackson's been injured.
Yeah, Jackson's been injured. Cam Preston, who is a 10th grader, is checking out.
You got to think Jules going to pull it here one time. Now he does pull it and throw it.
Great catch by
catch.
J.P. Peterson. He really went and got that. They were reading the slant all the way.
I was fearful of an interception, and then he makes a great play. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
That was a great play. He dropped a little ball just a minute ago, but he made up for it there.
Yeah, he sure did. Jewel led him just a little too far, but he made a great play. And that's going to be first down for Tito, I believe. It depends on the spot as he runs to the left.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be real close. They may have to measure.
They're going to measure.
They are going to measure.
We're going to take a Bennett and Johnson sideline report right here from Shane. Shane, you're looking at it. Tell us what you see.
Well, from the angle with my old eyes, it looks like it's a first down, but looking across this field, this is a big first down this early in the game, too. We can't afford to give them back to football this early and let them drive. We put some points back on the scoreboard.
I'm in total agreement with that. Let's see what we got here. It's going to be short, half inch. Yeah. There we go.
Will he roll the dice?
I don't know. I don't know if you roll the dice this early in the game or not.
So we're late in the first quarter, 2 minutes, 34 seconds. You could see him run the team out quickly, line it up, maybe try to force an offsides and then call a timeout and punt.
It appears we're rolling the dice here, guys.
Okay. We're going to roll the dice. I was just reading on Bleacher Report about a coach that never punts. Never
wins state championships by not doing it.
He's even went for it when he was like on his own 5-yard line, 4th and 26, and he goes for it.
Now, we've had a coach that wouldn't put a punt returner back.
Right.
But he would punt, but he wouldn't have a return on. All right, here we go. We're going to run up to the line. And we do get a push. And Jules going to run through if he holds on to the ball for about a 10-yard gain.
I like it.
How many times do you see that? Short yardage, even at the collegiate level. Everybody's up at the line. All it takes is one missed tackle, and you've gone to the house. What a great play. You're not sure if –
Gutsy call by our
call.
coach. Yeah, gutsy call by
Again,
our coach.
that power formation. And here's a deep throw to the receiver. Oh, and it's got to be a flag, and it is.
Boy, that was a great play by Legondrick. I don't know if that was pass interference or not.
Well, I think I saw a right hand. Two refs threw the flag. Now, my
That's
my
right.
understanding that they changed the rule that the defender doesn't have to turn to look for the ball. You can face guard them, but you cannot touch them. If you put a hand or fingertip
Well, he
on
had
them,
definitely had his hands
Yes.
on him, and he did not turn.
so this will be a 15.
Yeah, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It's going to be
First
first down, BC.
And the Red Raiders are moving again. It's something we need to do after taking the lead 6-0 and relinquishing it 8-6 here. 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And that power formation. The ball was handed to 31. He goes right up the middle, breaking tackles for about a 7-yard gain.
And there's some chippiness going on down there already. But it was good to see one of our offensive linemen 7 yards down the field blocking.
Ain't that the
He
truth?
made a defensive back mad when he hit him.
Here we go again, quickly to the line in that power formation. Jewell hits the tight end for the.
Antonio, is that on Antonio?
That's Antonio Madison.
Yeah.
25
Yes.
for the first
I know
down.
he was playing tailback. It may have been a wing back position that coach said they were going to be playing him there some tonight. So
A couple good throws from Jewell tonight that I'm very encouraged to see. Didn't give up on the play, was being rushed. And here's a handoff to the bigger tailback here as he falls forward for about 5, maybe 6 yards. Try to get a number on that young man. It might have been Madison again.
It was Madison, Antonio. He is a bigger kid. He's one of the biggest tailbacks that we've got, or maybe the biggest tailback we've got. He's about 6 foot, weighs about 185, wouldn't you say?
He's close to 200 pounds.
Is he?
He's a good-looking kid.
There goes
And Jewell's
Jewell.
going to take it, and he's going to get about 1, maybe 2 yards.
Yeah.
We'll put him about a yard shy of the first, maybe 2 yards shy of the first down. 25 seconds.
Yeah, 25 seconds are counting down. We're going to have about 3rd and 4. And it looks like we're on about the 14-yard line, 13 maybe.
Yeah, unless they rush this will likely be that'll be the last play of the quarter. No, I don't think they're going to snap it here. We're going to take a hike down to the north end.
All right, there you have it. First quarter's over. Swainsboro leads our Bacon County Red Raiders 8-6, but Bacon County is threatening. You're listening to Red Raider Radio on 93.5 The Eagle.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Bennett Bennett and Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
We're back on the field and fixing to resume, or about to resume, and it's been a good-looking drive so far.
It has. 3rd down and 3. Again, start off in that pistol formation. 2 wing backs.
We broke the huddle with too many people on the field, and they're going to back us up 5.
Off of a timeout. Goodness gracious.
Boy, that kind of stuff just kills you. That kind of stuff just drives you crazy. Now, rather than a 3rd and manageable, we got 3rd and long inside the red zone. And Lagondrick Snell is there. Oh, goodness. Lagondrick came back in kind of a wildcat type role, and when he did, they stopped us for about a 3-yard gain.
All right, we're in that in-between yardage here to where it's a potential field goal opportunity, but it looks like we're going to go for
Jewel
it.
back out, and we're going to be throwing the football maybe.
I would like to have seen Joel through it there.
Me too. Me too.
But now, you know, they want to kind of anticipate it.
Yep. KJ Castile, he's not in. Yeah, there he is.
Well, maybe we'll get Gondrick over here. One-on-one.
We're going to try to get him to jump, and we're going to take a timeout.
Well,
and now we're going to make a decision to see what we're going to do.
Well, we got a leg to get the points. It's just a matter of the accuracy. These guys have really improved this year. If they're willing to, again, to give them an opportunity, they kick well at practice. It's kind of like I hit the ball well on the driving range, but you got to translate it to the field.
And it looks like we're going to run Dylan Kelly out there, and we're going to be attempting what looks like about a 34-yard field goal. Is that right? No,
yes.
Dylan is actually going to be holding it. And it's going to be a 33-yard field goal, maybe a 32-yard field goal.
If he's holding it, it's probably Ronaldo, 42.
Right.
32-yard attempt. And let's see what happens here. Here is the snap, the hold, the kick, plenty of leg. And it's good. And
there we go.
Coach, it would have been good from 45 yards.
It sure would have.
What a kick by that young man. Again,
yes.
I mentioned
just
he's
like that.
9-8.
And special teams are playing a big role in this game.
There's a little history right here, Coach. We haven't seen, you know, an attempt of that length that's been made in quite some time.
Forever.
The playoffs, the playoffs, I think, was a 33-yarder, 34-yarder against Brooks County a couple years ago. But prior to that, it's been a while.
It's been a
Congratulations to that young man, giving him confidence through the next couple of years as he's a young guy. Coach said it sounds different off his foot. And
you remember Clinch County back 5 or 6 years ago where we lost it in the last second? I mean, it was like a chip shot field goal. And
yeah, but I can't imagine the pressure on that young man.
Yeah.
For us to pull off something that was just improbable over there.
Right.
But nonetheless, what a great kick. Offsides by the Raiders. I've seen more offsides on kickoffs in high school and college ball than I have in the last 10 years.
And that was definitely an offsides. There was no doubt about it. I just don't know how you can do that. You're sitting there watching the guy run, and you know I can't reach the line before he does.
I don't know. They're a little pumped up, Coach. I may you want a guy to want to go down and hit somebody, but like you said, you got to have a little bit of restraint. All right, we'll be kicking off from the 35 now, and it is Ronaldo. They got 3 guys deep. And he's going to pooch it. And a fair catch called, and they'll receive it at about the 29-yard line.
That wasn't a bad play at all.
No.
Just didn't, you know, they called a fair catch, and he could have probably advanced it another 10 yards if he had chose to.
All right.
Here comes our defense out, and we've kind of got both teams is kind of
all but one play for
jabs.
us. You know, one play is what hurt us, and Shane described it. They had a defensive end that had a little breakdown there. We allowed their quarterback to trample for about 50, 60 yards there. So let's see if we can settle down here and make something happen. They're 3 wide. Going to sweep with number 6 again, and he has a lot of speed, but we string it out.
Yeah, we've done a good play stringing it out. They got a lot of speed.
We got a obvious hold back here in the backfield.
Well,
okay, great.
That's the first obvious hold they called.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I want to clear something up, too. The call a while ago, 12 men on the field. In high school, you can have 12 men on the field break the huddle. You just can't have them form up, and that's the difference.
Okay, good.
Gotcha.
Thanks for clearing that up for us.
Shane, how excited were they about that field goal?
Well, Coach Bordeaux's not a big man, but I swear he cleared the field goal himself. And I'll tell you, guys, he loves this game. He loves these kids, and he's excited for these kids, and I was proud to see that.
1st and 20, Swainsboro marching towards our south end zone. He's going to pitch it, and we got it.
And we got him. What a play!
Oh goodness!
See, that was number.
That was one of our young guys, number 2, Nigel Alderman. He made a great play coming up.
Well, 31, Tito got to him first, slowed him up, just couldn't hold on to him. I think it looked like he may have tripped as he lunged for him, touched his ankles a little bit, and the guy kind of jumped over him.
Still, we got 2nd and what, 18?
18.
Yeah. We've got 10 minutes left in the second quarter, I'm sorry. Trying to get ahead of myself a little bit. And they're moving around. We're blitzing. Now we got a screen pass, and we had it read. Great. Jesus Brown. What a play by Jesus Brown. I was talking with Coach K today, and he was bragging on Jesus about what a great kid he was and what kind of leader that he is, just a junior this year. But he's been playing a lot for us since he was a freshman.
Yeah, he's a good young man. He's a big boy.
He said he weighs about 260. When you look at him, he's got that high waist and long arms. He just looks like an offensive lineman.
He's a fine specimen, especially for Bacon County standard. Defense shifts around. Again, they're in that pistol formation as the tailback steps up.
We need to watch number 19 right here.
We get a little pressure on the quarterback and force him to run. We're going to sack him.
Ray,
what a great play.
Great play.
Let's see who gets up there. Is that number 7? Castile? Yep.
Yeah,
chased
looks like
him down
Castile.
from behind.
We had several around there. Garrett Anderson was there. Great play by our defense. Big play. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 20.
And we feel like this is going to force a punt, and we should get really good field position with 9 minutes and 14 seconds left in the second quarter. Legondrick Snell back at about the 50. And here's the punt. And he punts it away, and it dies too.
Well, that field must be really soft.
It must be, because each of the punts have just died.
They may have got a lot of rain last week and just softened that field up.
The Raiders are going to start on their own 47.5-yard line.
You know, it used to be in radio in a situation like this that you could actually take a timeout, but with the way these offenses run now, it's so quick, you can't even take a time. We're already to the line of scrimmage.
That's right.
Fixing to start calling signals.
Again, that pistol power formation, I'll call it, with the 2 up backs and now a pass to the out to 14 Gondrick. He's going to break a tackle, cut to the inside, and get about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah. A little bit of chippiness going on, just typical of high school kids. Swainsboro was off last week too, so both teams are coming off an open date. They're fresh, and they're loud, evidently.
Well, we talked earlier. This is a must-win situation for both teams. And we handed.
Oh, great play. It broke down suddenly, but, boy, it looked like we had a push there for a minute.
And we did. We got about another 2.5, 3-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 4, a long 4 for the Raiders. But, again, we're close to that 4-down territory if we're unable to get it here. Again, I really like the way Jewell has looked tonight. Looks comfortable.
They're daring us to throw it outside.
And we do, and we make the catch, but he's going to be short of the first down by about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. But, again, we're in that range. I don't see anybody coming off or going on the field.
It's going to be 4th and 2. We may punt it here. Who knows? Let's see what Coach chooses to do.
I know last year or the last couple years with Aubrey.
We're rolling dice again, guys.
Okay, Aubrey Carter would pooch punt it on occasion, but here we go. That power formation. Jewell goes to the line, snaps it, and we're going to get a push, and he's not going to get it.
No, we're not going to get it.
He stood up and probably should have went to his left, but they hold.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate. I don't know, 4th and 2. That was a long quarterback sneak. We actually wound up losing about a half a yard on that. 4th and 2 is kind of long. I don't know.
Especially to keep it between the tackles.
Right.
Maybe run it outside, run an option, hand it to Tito like we've done, that option to Tito to the outside. But nonetheless, it's first down Swainsboro.
And we bring in our heavy package on the defensive line.
Two wide to the left, one to the right. And they're right on
There we go.
that running back. There's Anderson, stops him with a host of other Raiders.
It looked like K.J. Brown's the one that delivered the original lick. Boy, he's a little old bowling ball. Quick little old linebacker.
Man, he's got his big hips and thighs.
Yeah.
Provides a lot of power for that young man.
He's just a kid you like. Every time you see him, he's smiling. No gain. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
9-8, 6:44, second quarter.
We get a little bit of a push, and they got a little bit of a
he cuts
crease.
it back. That's a great tackle, saving the first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 1.
Coach Yates come running down the sideline. He's not happy with somebody.
Well, we had some penetration, and he broke a tackle right before the line of scrimmage, and he darted for another 6 or 7 yards. Got to watch the quarterback here.
Yeah.
3rd and 1.
Have they got him at quarterback, or they put that tailback in the Wildcat?
I can't see the number. It is the tailback.
Yeah.
He cuts
He's
it
gonna get
back
a first down.
as they just push. It's going to be about a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, something very similar to what we done a while ago. Just push, and all of a sudden you see him break open.
All right, here we go. We need that clock to run on down for us now. 5:52 remaining as it stops for the first down. 1st and 10 on the 41-yard line of Swainsboro. That pistol formation. And it looked like the tailback moved a little early, but
no flag.
And it's going to be about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah,
probably
2nd and 8.
Coach, you've got a score on that game just south of us?
I'm looking right now, trying to find out.
Referring to Toombs Benedictine. And there's no doubt Benedictine is retooled, and they're on a mission to win another state championship. But we just think this Toombs County Bulldog team has got a little mo on their side with a really good running back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. And he's dropping back to pass. And we get some pressure on him. Oh, what a play.
Good play.
I think the DB come over the top. If nothing else, he served as a distraction.
Right.
May have slightly been overthrown, but might be the best ball that quarterback's thrown out of the 4. Taking a shot, kind of opened things up a little bit for them as they ran the ball most of the night. They've definitely got some kids that can run around the field.
Well, they're quick, and they're a little bit, and they've got some size to them. So we just got to keep it. We got to keep this game manageable, and we are 3rd and 8. That's
Yes.
where you need to be.
4:49 on the clock. Snap.
There goes
And there's
that
pressure, but
yeah,
breaks down on that right side. Nobody's there. He's going to run for the first down, about a 10, 12-yard gain, down to about the 28-yard line. It's going to be first down for the Tigers.
and that may have been a design play. I think that was a design play. It looked like he was going to throw it, and then he just
Yeah,
put
I
it
didn't
down
see
there.
any panic as
No.
if that was the decision he had to make.
Right.
All right, again, that pistol formation for Swainsboro. Two wide left, one right now. We got a man in motion.
So he
To
going
the
towards
left.
a line of scrimmage.
And we get
again.
pressure here, and he scrambles to his right. And, again, there's no one there to contain. He gets about a 3-yard gain across the field there.
And it looks like we just got a personal foul against Swainsboro, unsportsmanlike. No? What they call?
sideline warning.
No, he's got 3 men on the field during the play is what he's saying.
Who?
They were mad because he basically tackled our defensive player there.
Well, that's happened on multiple occasions.
It's going to be an unsportsmanlike call against our bench.
It was on our staff?
Yeah, that said 3.
All right, well, that's definitely going to help Swainsboro. That's going to help extend this drive. Now 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line, I believe.
11 or 12, yeah, it's hard to tell from this angle.
Again, that pistol formation, 2 wide left, 1 right. And he hands it to the quarterback keeps it. And we got him in the backfield, and that's Anderson wrapping him up with some help.
Good play by Garrett. He grabbed all that he could grab, which was a jersey.
Moore and Castile were in on the tackle as well to help kind of clean up.
It's a great play by our sophomore linebacker. He's played big all year, really. He's not inexperienced anymore.
No.
He's been out there. He's battle-tested now. You know, pound for pound, we talk about Tito being the toughest, but Garrett Anderson may be number 2.
He may be number 2. Short behind. And the tailback, he runs right up the middle and is stuffed.
Yeah.
Probably gets about a yard. You know, you look at Garrett and you talk about, you know, kids that just look athletic and he doesn't necessarily look athletic, but he is a football player. That's what you call a football player.
Yeah, he's long, lanky muscles. He's fast, deceptively fast. He doesn't look slow.
No, by no means.
But he's deceptively fast. He's very quick.
Well,
and he's a program guy. He's a guy that you can count on. He's going to do what he's supposed to do.
Well, when you know where you're supposed to go, it'll make you look fast. That's going to be an offensive penalty, big for the Raiders. It's going to back them up. It's going to be 3rd and about 13 for Swainsboro.
I don't know what kind of kicker they've got.
I was about to ask you the same thing, Coach. We were kind of working on our system up here right before the game.
Done, yeah.
They do not. What they have, and not taking away from the kids, just not up to par.
Okay. Well, there we have it. Shane was down on the field during pregame, and he saw what was taking place.
2 minutes, 38 seconds and counting.
We're down to 4 seconds. No, they got it off in time.
They're going to pass. And
good
coverage.
Contain. Get him.
And he throws the end zone, and he made the catch.
No, he dropped it.
He dropped it.
Yeah, he dropped it.
That was remnants of Georgia a little while back.
Hit him in the hands.
A few weeks ago. Oh, where the ball just hung in the air for so long, and I saw white jerseys running to it.
White jerseys everywhere, and it found the one black jersey that was standing there to hit him in the hands.
4th down and 13. We don't believe by our sideline report that they're going to attempt a field goal here. So the Raiders may have an opportunity to take over if they can hold suit here.
That was a good play by Antonio Madison just a minute ago. He didn't let him break. He didn't let him get contained. Macon County's going to call a timeout. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening to Red Raider Radio on 93.5 The Eagle. Thank John Hughes State Farm Insurance Agency. We also want to thank First Baptist Church, McDonald's, Jay's IGA, and Richmond Baking for our halftime show, Huddle House of Alma and our Huddle Up Timeout, and, of course, Lamar's Pharmacy for our pregame show, and Bennett and Johnson for our sideline report. There we have it. It's 4th down and about 13.
4 wide now in that pistol formation. We got a man motion, who keeps
Yep.
going toward the line. He finally seen it.
It don't matter. We're going to define it. We're going to decline it. And
Red Raider
it's going to be
football.
our ball. But you're right. They did finally
Same play.
see it.
You know,
And that's the third time that he's done that.
and evidently on the ref's
Illegal
defense,
shift.
he just
Yeah, that's the third time he's done it. He's breaking off early as he comes in motion going into his route. And the first time he done it, he was actually coming back in motion when he done it to get a crackback block.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to see a crossing pattern right here, a post to the middle, something at the middle.
I'd like to see
For a
us
big
run a
game
tight
here.
end right down the seam. That's exactly what you're talking about. But we got KJ. He's playing a lot at wing back tonight. Or an H-back is what the NFL
Shotgun
calls
snap.
it nowadays.
And Julius going to pass down the line, and he gets it up just out of reach
That
of
was
a
a
diving
great
catch.
pass. Just one step.
Absolutely. Great effort by the receiver, Snell, I believe it is over there.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? I like the way our coach rolls the dice right there. He got us down, and we were trying to come out of that hole in a hurry.
Well, what Jewel did was gave the receiver an opportunity to catch it. We've seen a couple passes earlier in the season where they would be a little too far. Here's a snap. He's going to hands it off to.
There we go.
We got a different running back now.
That was Tito.
Okay.
That was Tito. And
It's about
Swainsboro's going to call a timeout.
7 on the carry.
Yeah.
Third down and a long 3.
Well, you see right there, Brent, the old adage, if you throw it deep, even if you don't complete it, it'll open free stuff up in the middle a little bit. And that's exactly what happened. They can't sell out to stop the run because we're going to try to stretch field on them.
right.
So it makes the defense play honest. I like the call. I really like that first down call. After a big stop, we stopped them on fourth down, and then we come back, and I like that call.
2 minutes, 3 seconds on the clock here. It's probably
Did I
going to
tell
be
you I
an
like
eternity.
that call?
Yeah. We like the call. Shane, what you seeing out on the sideline? Well, we'll check back with him. If nothing else, we'll get with Shane right as halftime expires.
Yeah, Shane Bennett does our Bennett Johnson sideline report, and we appreciate Bennett Johnson for sponsoring that. It's good to be able to go down to the field and hear what's going on among the players and the coaches, and really a great part of the game. Great part of the broadcast. Joel looks over him again. We've got that power formation to one side. We're going to hand it to Tito, and he slips and falls and puts his knee down. And that's going to bring up a fourth down, and I don't think we can do anything but punt it at this point.
It's going to be a punt here with a loss or any type of with no first down. It was going to be a punt for the Raiders.
Yeah.
It's going to be 4th and 6, and Dylan Kelly's going to come out and see if he can't do something like he did in the Jeff Davis game where he punted tremendously. But we've already seen 2 punts just die on this field. No great kick or rolls, I should say.
Even right there when Tito was trying to make a cut, his foot slipped out from under him a little bit and his knee touched. So. Just like you said, Dylan Kelly in his green shoes come out on the field.
And Dylan is a wrestler and a soccer player for the Bacon County Red Raiders. He's a senior. He'll be sorely missed at the
Good
production
young
he
man,
gives us.
too. Always yes, sir, and no, sir. Good kick.
This ball is going to bounce again. Just bounce left or right. And we're going to get about a 4-yard roll. And Swainsboro is going to get it on
their own 46-yard line?
Yes.
Their own 46-yard line.
1 minute and 46 seconds remaining. And Swainsboro has 1 timeout remaining, I believe.
Brent, going down to you, talk about field conditions. Is the field a little bit wet? I know it's not sloppy, but is it a little bit soft?
You said Brent, I guess you mean.
I'm sorry.
It is. I'm having mic problems, guys. The field is very, very slick. It's that they're talking about on the sidelines, just being able to keep your feet under you.
Oh, interception.
Oh!
Almost.
Just out of reach.
That was one of them typical tip balls. Hit their receiver, went through his hands, bounced off his helmet, and it just kind of hung in the air for a while. We made a diving attempt, but we were too far away to catch it.
Those are the kind of plays that can turn a season around, can change a season. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like Hail Marys in the end zone.
You grab that ball and start running the other direction for 6 points. But nonetheless, it's too wide.
Second down and 10.
Shotgun
we got our heavy
formation.
package on our front. We got some big boys. Good to see Bacon. We're trying.
He gets out of bounds. That's about a 7-yard completion.
Yeah.
Nice pass there by the young man.
Just crossing up underneath the linebackers. It's typical, one of these spread offense. That's just a typical pattern where they try to cross in front of the linebackers.
Well,
we had a former coach that used to teach our linebackers to smoke them when they started coming across there.
Another shotgun.
39 is wide open.
Overthrows number
great
9
play
on
by
the
Garrett
other side.
Anderson.
Yes.
He had him covered up like a proverbial blanket.
It's going to be 3rd and a short 2 with 1 minute and 29 seconds remaining.
Now they've got something they need to call. They're going to
4th
run
and
a punter. Yeah, they're going to run a punter out here. I don't blame them. I'd try to kick it down deep too.
Raiders have 1 timeout remaining as well.
Minute and 29 seconds. There's a lot of football time.
And the clock stopped due to the incompletion, so it's 1:29 on the clock. Raiders are going to have an opportunity. We'd sure like to see Snell with a big return here if he'll come up and catch it. Oh, there's the fake. And there's the first down.
Good play
got
by
to give
them.
him credit. Just a great play by Swainsboro.
That was a gutsy call.
Well, a team in a situation like us that's got to have a win,
Right.
That's something. And they were in that part of the field, but if they didn't get it, that we got 60 yards to go, 1 minute and 20. So just a great play call.
Yeah.
Frustrating for our
see
defense.
It coming.
No, it didn't even cross my mind.
No.
Obviously, ours on the other side of the field either. And he goes back to pass.
Oh, great
what
play.
A great defensive play.
Great play by Alderman. He's made a couple of good plays. Nigel Alderman, he had that read all the way. It's close to being an interception.
This young man came in last year, a few weeks into the season from Appleton County, played some JV for us, and now he's starting as corner for the Red Raiders.
Proud of that young man. What does he weigh, 145 pounds?
Yeah, that's about the average all the way across the backside for the Raiders.
We got a young man, Cavante Merritt. That's one of our seniors that's lined up on an island out.
And we get
good play.
A good tackle there by number Madison.
Was that Madison?
Yeah, 25. If he hadn't have made the play, that's probably another first down.
Right. Now we got 3rd and 4. We got 47 seconds left.
Now we want that clock to run quickly. Shotgun, 3 wide. He fakes to the right. A lot of time, goes deep, turn around receiver, makes the catch. Touchdown.
Yes, he did. Right over the top of our safety.
And it
our
wasn't
safety was all over him.
It wasn't because we wasn't there. We just didn't turn around and find the ball to be able to knock it down or potentially intercept it. And the young man just made a great play.
Hats off to the quarterback. He threw it up and give his receiver a chance. All we'd had to do was stick up a hand, but it come right over the top, and their receiver made a play on it, and we didn't know where the ball was at.
Well, the fake punt is what started this and kind of put us on our heels after that, Coach.
Yeah.
And the quarterback looks pretty comfortable throwing the ball. He drops the ball.
Oh, my goodness.
False start on the offense, so that'll null that play.
I almost wish we could have picked it up and went for 2 the other way.
14-9 is where we stand with 32.6 seconds. Certainly we would decline that. Is that declinable?
No, we're going to try to back them up.
That was a dead ball, so there. Yeah.
I gotcha.
And they brought their kicker on the field there.
You in and out there, Shane? I think Shane's having a little technical difficulty.
No,
Okay, we got a timeout. Looks like by Swainsboro. That'd be their last timeout with 32 seconds left. 32 and just a couple of ticks left. 14-9. I've been unable to find any scores. So
they were bringing out the kicker, it appeared. I believe that was the last thing Shane was trying to tell us.
Right.
Let's see here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, guys. They were, if you could see that right before that timeout, they were bringing out their kicker. Don't know if that's what they're going to. Yeah, he's still coming out, whether they do it or not. He's coming out.
All right, Coach, I got a score, and this was posted at 8:27. It's 21-7 Benedictine over Toombs. Vidalia 28-0 over Jeff Davis with just a few minutes left. And this ball is going to be thrown to the end zone, and it's caught for the 2-point. That's 2 plays over our defensive back, over the shoulder catch. 16-9 with 32.6 seconds.
Well, that was just hats off to him here again. We're in good position to make the play. And it seemed like our defensive back had his head turned around, seeing where the ball was going. But their player made a great play on it. Hats off to him. DJ Jackson, just a sophomore. He also punts for him. So with 32 seconds left in the second quarter, well, just like that, we're looking at fourth and a little bit, 3 or 4 yards for us to get the turnover, and they fake a punt and throw a touchdown pass, and now, unless we return this kick or something happens in the next 32 seconds, we're going to go down 16-9 at halftime. And Swainsboro gets the ball back.
Yes, they do. Legondrick, if we can get something special here, most likely he won't have a chance to catch it. I feel like it's probably going to be a pooch.
Oh, he's going to pooch it. I don't know.
Again, 32.6 seconds, 16-9, Raiders trail.
What's going on?
Waiting on the kicker to get the ball on the tee like he wants it. No wind. And he does pooch it to the up back Castile, who needs to pick a hole and run. And there he goes as he goes down to the ground. 26 seconds.
Yeah.
And we'll see what the Raiders decide to do. You got to think he's going to take a shot down the field.
One of their defensive backs actually gets up hobbling. I don't know that I wouldn't throw at him right here. And things got a little bit sloppy right here. Let's see what happens.
All right, Jewell in the shotgun, his power formation. 2 wide right. I'm going to hand it to – no, Jewell keeps it. He goes to that wide side, get a block by Castile on the outside, and he does get out of bounds.
Yeah, good play.
For about an 18-yard gain for Jewell. That's what this young man is capable of doing.
Yeah.
He can beat you with his arm or his legs. 18 seconds remaining. We're about 25 yards out of field goal range.
Yeah, we got 1 timeout left.
Shotgun, 2 wide. We're going to pass, going deep down the sideline to the right to Gondrick, and he's unable to make the play.
Started stumbling
As he got a little separation from the cornerback.
That was the best stiff arm I'd seen all season. Legondrick stiff-armed the guy to get some separation. But if you don't get called for it. But when he stiff-armed, he started getting off balance, started stumbling.
He hands it off to Tito, run it up the middle here. And he does
Tito.
break through as he keeps running, and he's on his feet.
Timeout.
About a 15-yard gain by Tito. 3 seconds left. Well, we got time for a little Hail Mary here.
Yep.
Definitely within Jewell's range of the end zone.
No doubt about it. We're on about the 35-yard line. 37-yard line, I'm sorry.
Raiders call their final timeout.
So with 3 seconds left in your second quarter, we're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to 93.5 The Eagle.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent. company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Bennett Bennett and Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Just broke the huddle and from the sideline. Swainsboro did. We're on about the 36.5-yard line, something like that. And let's see what we got. We've got 3 of our receivers
Out wide
here
right,
at the bottom.
one left. And they're in a prevent. He rolls out, and he's got to get rid of it, and he does. If he didn't throw it too far, and a flag.
Oh, yes.
We're going to get one more play.
One more play, 15-yard penalty.
If it is defense, and his head's down, so I believe it is. Yes, defensive interference.
Defensive interference.
That was a pretty good pass.
It was a
catchable
great pass.
I mean, he could have made the play if he hadn't been fouled. That's how good it was, folks. That was jewel to snail.
Guys, we're gonna try a field goal here.
Going to try a field goal on the penalty. So the ball is going to be placed on the 21-yard line.
It's going to be a 38-yard kick. Is that right?
Yes.
Right there at about 36, 37, 38-yard field goal.
No doubt the young man's got the leg and some confidence after making a 32. Here we go. Last play of the half. Ronaldo. Here's the snap. The hold's good. The kick is up.
Going to be wide.
And it's wide left. That's going to end the first half, 16-9. Your Raiders trail Swainsboro.
There you go, and we'll be back with you beginning of the second half. You're listening to Red Raider Radio on 93.5 The Eagle.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Bennett Bennett and Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Bacon County's going to play so far this year.
All right. Like we said, we're going to be kicking from our left to right. They have 3 deep men, but most likely the ball is going to come to an up man as we've kicked off twice.
Let's see if we can go without a penalty. Good kick. And it
it's going to
falls
fall.
perfectly, but it gets a good.
They blow the whistle. I guess the ball went out of bounds, or he went out of bounds.
Okay.
He must have stepped out of bounds. I don't see a flag.
I don't see a flag either.
So he stepped out of bounds, I guess.
No, it was a fair catch.
Fair catch. Okay. Fair catch. Somebody called a fair catch. Thanks to Shane Bennett and our Bennett Johnson sideline. He was right down there. Was that you that called a fair catch, Shane?
It wasn't really a fair catch. I was trying to get my mic to work, and he thought I was calling a fair catch.
You've been fighting with that thing all night. All right, here we go in that shotgun formation with 2 wide right or left and 1 right. And the sweep, he's going to hand off to number 6. He comes around, and he's got the corner. And we pull him out of bounds.
And they start the game off with much the same way they started the first half. Their first possession, they start with a speed sweep. And they had bodies on bodies, and that quick receiver was able to catch the edge. Albeit he was on the sideline when he got there, but still a big gain, about a 14 or 15-yard gain.
You got 3 wide right, 1 to the left, pistol formation. And he hands it off to the tailback. And this is not 21, it's a single digit. Coach, we need to make a correction. The number 2 on the field, and I know why. I printed off a slightly older roster. Nigel is no longer with us. That is Ontario Moore, number 2.
Okay.
Big boy.
Big boy. Okay, that's good.
I got some text messages about that, so we do have some folks home listening.
Oh,
What a
stood him up in the
great
hole.
play.
Great play.
I see Anderson. I see 31, Tito.
And we got a player that got shook up a little bit, Antonio Madison. He's back up. And they were able to pick up a yard, so we got 3rd and 7. 3rd and a long 7. And let's see what they do. Afraid of this quarterback pulling it down right here and taking off.
And here's a quick, like a wide receiver
goodness.
screen to the outside. There was a key block or a hole down here that really held up 2 of our players.
Yeah, that was
That's
a good
another
play.
first down.
Another first down, and they crossed the 50, or sitting dead on the 50, looks like it.
They've made a few adjustments themselves. That was a different play that they've run.
I really, like you said, they had one receiver make a good block, and it looked like it took 2 of our guys out. There
It's
goes
a
that
sweep.
speed sweep again.
Number
Oh, he's got the
6.
edge.
No, a missed tackle there, and he's still running on that right side. He kicks in the burners.
Boy, that number 5, he's not quick. He's sudden.
And that is number 5, not 6.
Yeah, Jalen Williams, he's a junior. And exactly what we didn't need to happen has happened. They are marching the ball, and they are able to attack our edge at will right now. They've run one time, I think, between the tackles. The other has been speed sweeps and
Yes.
that little throw out to the edge. They're trying to exploit us, let their speed get out in the open field.
You got twins and a man in motion. They're going to hand it to him. He cuts it up the middle.
We got a hold.
It's going to be a holding.
Hold against them. Boy, that was big. That was big for us. Because he had carried it down inside the 5-yard line. Would have been close to a first down inside the 5. Now it's going to be first down and 20 from the 19-yard line.
going to bring up 1st and 22. And it's going to be another screen to the right, but our receiver's there for a great tackle.
Good play by number 9,
and if
Ayrton Moore.
And if Moore had not made the play there, there was a potential for a touchdown, and the receiver is still down. May have caught a cleat in the.
He's holding an ankle. He may have got his ankle turned. While they're tending to the player on the field, we're going to take a break. You're listening to Red Raider Radio on 93.5 The Eagle. Gibbons is calling the play. He looks and he throws an out pattern, and we come up and make a great play, but not after a gain of 6 or 7 yards. And looks like it's going to wind up being 3rd down and about 11.
That ball seemed like it was in the air forever.
It did. Player number 3, Jeremy Smart, a senior, is the one that got shook up on the play, but he got up under his own power. Looks like he has a tweaked ankle a little bit, but he's moving around on the field.
All right, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right in the pistol formation. 3rd and 10. Big play for the Raider defense.
Oh, and the ball's on the ground, and we recover. Great play. That was a miscommunication by quarterback and tailback. And number 51, Bloodworth, is the one that.
Oh, are you kidding me? How was the ball down? They never had possession.
He's saying it
was an incomplete pass?
Yes.
Wow.
What was that?
That was a fumble.
That may be the worst call of all time.
Shane, what did you see?
He dropped the ball. It was a misdirection, and he didn't know which way to go, and the ball just came out of his hand. There was no pass. If anything, it was behind him. He was turned around
That
backwards.
may be the worst call I've ever seen.
Well, this could be the play of the season for the Raiders here, to hold them on 4th and 10. Can't get anything to go away. You're looking at a timeout here or a delay of game, and that is a timeout for the Swainsboro.
Their coaches can't believe it. We got a timeout. Huddle up, timeout. You're listening to 93.5 The Eagle.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Bennett Bennett & Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
And Swainsboro takes a snap, and as they do, once again, this receiver coming out in motion went forward the line of scrimmage before he should, and it's going to be an illegal shift call again against Swainsboro. This is twice it's been called and 5 times that it's happened.
4th and 15 now, but we're still trying to get over the play prior to that where it was a fumble, and the refs, they just made a poor call, and hopefully it's not going to hurt us any worse than us holding them here on this big 4th and 15
We
play.
need a big pass rush here. The best
overthrown.
It's going to be our ball. Good play, good defense.
Absolutely.
Exactly what the Red Raiders needed. Hats off to Coach Yates and all the defense. We get on them when they make a mistake. We're going to give them a hats off. They came out and faced adversity, exactly what we needed to happen. We stopped them. Now it's our ball, and let's roll.
Again,
roll, Red, roll.
Roll. Trailing by 7. We did some really good things on offense. I know it was a 1 minute offense as we ended the second half, but here we go. Receiver right, wide, left, and right in the shotgun, and we're going to get a procedure call.
Oh, goodness. What has been a relatively flag-free games, all of a sudden the flags are breaking out a little bit. I don't know exactly what the call would be there. Go ahead, Shane.
Saying the center's moving the ball.
All right, there's a snap. Right up the middle again. It's stuffed at 1st and 15. It's going to be bring up 2nd and about 14 probably with 8 minutes, 14 seconds. 3rd quarter.
Looks like we may have even lost a yard there, Brent.
Well,
so it's going to be, I don't know that we gained any or lost any. It's going to be pretty close to about the same thing.
All right, wide receivers left and right in the shotgun. Jewell's going to pass. That's not a very good throw across the slant there. Looking for Snell.
Looking for Snell, and if the ball had been put in place at the right place, it would have been a nice gainer. I don't know that he could have broke it, but it would have been a nice gainer. We really, well, see, you got 2nd and 15 now.
And he makes the catch near a first down. It's going to be about a yard short, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Great catch by Castile.
And a great throw by our quarterback.
Yes, it was. It was only where his receiver, it was double coverage.
Double coverage,
but it was only where he could catch it real low, about his knees.
Is that 4th down or 3rd down?
Should be 3rd down.
Showing 4 on the board.
4th and 2. 4th and 3. Wow, it's a big play for the Raiders.
I think.
And that power formation, that horseman, trying to make them jump. We've already used, Swainsboro's used 1 timeout. And we're going to call timeout and most likely come back and punt this ball away. But with that completion, Coach, what that allows us to do is hopefully flip the field because we were in trouble back there on about the 10-yard line a while ago.
Sure was. We were in some trouble, but hopefully with a good kick. You never know in this punt receiving, that can be quite a fiasco, not only in high school but in college and the NFL. I hate I hate for my team to receive punts.
Just so I don't get caught with my pants down here, you foresee a fake punt here by the Raiders?
No. No. Now, I would be shocked, even though it looks like Swainsboro's preparing for it.
Oh, high snap. He gets it off, and maybe we get a good roll here. As it does, bounces forward about 10 yards instead of 5 this time to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good punt. If they hadn't been expecting fake punt, they may have blocked that one because that was well over Dylan's head. He made a good adjustment.
That was a big play a couple weeks ago at Vidalia when we were hanging tough with them there. We had a snap that was not a bad snap. It was too high, just floated, and it allowed them to block it and kind of changed whether it changed the outcome of the overall outcome of the game. It definitely changed the momentum at that point.
Here's an updated score. Northside of Warner Robins 20, Lee County, who was the #1 team in the state, nothing.
Wow. They may not could have recovered from the win over Houston last week, Lee County.
There we go.
It's a good stop there by our linebackers. That young man fought for an extra yard there.
That looked like it was Bloodworth that came in. He's played big this year.
He certainly has.
Bloodworth is just a junior this year. and be back next year. I'm telling you, we're getting a lot of our playmakers and a lot of our steady players are underclassmen.
All these names we've been calling tonight, Castile, Bloodworth.
One of the names that's an upperclassman that we call is Tito. Other than him,
that's right.
A lot of these guys are just underclassmen.
Wide receivers wide and left. They're going to
go wide
sweep again.
Way to turn him back in, but we got to have somebody. He's gone.
Somebody's got to make a tackle.
There we go. Man, if we swapped the ball, he never saw us coming. That was a good recover by Ontario.
That's a 40-yard gain on that sweep.
Another updated score, Coffee County 20, Houston County nothing.
Wow. Houston must be reeling.
Yeah, they got the Lowndes County 20-17 over Tift.
One of the best quarterbacks in the state and the southeast at Houston. From
ball.
Fumble.
Let me guess. Incomplete pass.
That's a fumble. Castile
the exact
recovers.
Same play. This time we get the ball back.
That's what the doctor ordered there. We wanted it earlier, but we got it here. And, Coach, it's about a 30-yard difference in the two this time. Yeah. Advantage, 20-yard advantage. Let's see if the Raiders can take advantage of this turnover.
There's a football game going on, but instead it's a series of the Keystone Cops.
Well, Coach, I was listening to the radio crew next to us before we went on there, and one of their major plagues, their problems this season has been turnovers.
There goes Antonio, yes.
And he drives for about 6, almost 7 yards.
Boy, if this young man can come through, get behind his pads, he can make a difference. You said one of their – I'm sorry for interrupting you.
That's fine. One of their crutches this season has been turnovers.
Right.
And now with 2 in consecutive series, it could get in the back of their mind thinking, oh, no, here we go again. Yeah. And they feel that's costed them a couple games this season.
And there goes Antonio again.
He kind of slipped and he got stuck at the same time.
Yeah.
Looked worse than it was.
Yeah. And I believe it's going to be a first down. It is. They're waving the sticks. Either way, it's first down. 2 good-looking runs by Antonio Madison.
Getting a good push by our offensive line at this point.
That, and I think they just know that if Tito's in there, he's going to get the ball.
Here we go in that power formation. And
there he goes.
Cuts back to the right side, and that's another first down for the Raiders.
Way to run
Madison.
The football.
And folks, he's as good a looking running back physically
Where's he been?
as any back we've seen and faced. We're talking the kid from Toombs County who's had so many yards, but who knows? We've had a lot of changes these last 2 weeks. A lot of different kids have got to fill in different spots due to injury. Tito back in the backfield.
Swainsboro defense is.
And here he goes up the middle for another 10 yards.
Yes, we're doing something. We're found something.
We're running off of that right tackle, and Castile, the tight end, or not the tight end, but he's the H-back. Another good push there by the Raiders. He cuts it up the middle for
a first down.
That's correct.
Yeah. We were close to a first down. We were a yard short, but we just went ahead and got it. Swainsboro's played a cover 2 all night long, and their 2 back safeties are not playing any more than 8 or 10 yards off the ball. So they're just daring us to try to go deep. They just feel like we're going to run the football, and they're coming up.
Every game,
to try to
Snell
stop it.
has come up with a big catch, and maybe we're about to see one here soon.
There we go.
There's Brown. Cuts it up for about 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 6, we think.
Zebion, we call him Tito. He's kind of built low to the ground, a lot faster than what you would think he was. He had a really good run against Vidalia where he broke it outside.
A shotgun power formation. Quarterback keeps it. He goes to the left side. There's nobody there. He shows his speed down for about a 15-yard gain.
Great play.
Inside the 20 for Jewell.
Good play. They didn't see it coming, just like we didn't see 19 coming in that first run.
Rev, we got them on their heels
now.
And it's just, here we can snap it again just as quick as we can. Madison up back. takes the handoff, and he's met at the line, but he leans forward for about 2.
I don't know if they blitzed the linebacker at that point or what happened, but he came in untouched. We still got a yard.
What I see is a lot of hands on hips by black jerseys.
Right. Good-looking drive so far.
Madison now the running back. He takes the handoff
there
up
he
the
goes,
middle.
right up the middle.
And another good
Hold
little
on
push.
to the ball.
Blow that whistle.
And there it goes.
Well, when you don't blow the whistle, that kind of stuff's going to happen. I mean, his progress had stopped.
That was what I was afraid of with a new running back. Just you're not used to toting the football. So just like that, a good-looking drive comes to naught. We did flip field position, and let's see if we can make a stand right here.
Wow. 2 minutes, 53 seconds. This third quarter marred by turnovers, 2 by Swainsboro. We have an offensive.
Unsportsmanlike on us again. They're going to call us again.
Our sideline or a player?
It's our sideline. I don't know what they're calling, but or what's going on, but evidently the guy on the side judge don't like what's being said to him.
Well, I definitely hate to see coaching staff costing us yards on the sideline.
That's 2 15-yard penalties.
They're suddenly gone from.
There we go. Met him.
Big
Is that big
play.
Jay Pittman? No, that's not Jay. That's number 31, Tito and Jesus.
Yes.
No, that was Trey Mobley. I'm sorry. Big Trey, big athletic sophomore. And then Tito was in there too. Loss of 2 yards. I don't know. Maybe fighting this little old dog ain't over with yet.
Well, our boys are playing hard, and they're not going to quit. That's for sure. No matter what the situation. Almost under 2 minutes here on the clock. That's another flag. I wonder what this is. It's got to be a procedure.
Yeah, illegal procedure.
That's going to make it 2nd and 17. 2 minutes, 14 seconds. 16-9, our Raiders trail here. And again, we can't stress the importance of this game for both teams.
We're going to go down to the sideline real quick with Bennett, and Johnson. Shane, tell us a little bit about what's going on down there on the sideline.
Well, just a lot of frustration from Coach Langford there. That fumble, he's saying he dropped it, and Coach Langford said like he did on the other end, and that's when he threw the flag.
Okay. Okay, they throw that little quick hitch out to the sideline, and their receiver danced a little bit rather than getting upfield. Even though he got a little bit of a gainer, it's still going to be 3rd and 13.
Another opportunity for Red Raider defense to step up here after the turnover when we were driving the ball deep. Three receivers to the left, one to the right. Pistol formation.
Let's see what happens. Middle of our field is open.
He's passing to the left side. Oh, what a great
play.
Defensive play.
Great play by our number 9, Ayrton Moore. Come up big. He's just a junior. The reason I keep calling these players and their class out, the class that they're a part of, just to let you know, our playmakers are so young, and our team is so young. And here we are fighting. Coach, away from home, fighting with everything we've got.
That's one of the best defensive plays I've seen us make all year in this situation.
Right.
What a great play by that young man.
Every week you can see us growing up, and I know our record doesn't show it, but we've come a long way since the first game.
Snell back to receive the punt. Ball is going to be
just need to get out
short.
of the way.
Oh, we got a good Raider bounce there. Again,
yeah.
Ball is not bouncing well at all on this field as it is spongy. We're going to take over on about the 45-yard line. And, again, with an opportunity, hopefully, to keep this defensive unit of Swainsboro on their heels.
Let's come back out and push it again, guys.
1 minute, 3 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Stiff, and
Oh,
there
he
you
comes
go,
to the right
Antonio.
side. That's Madison again with a
Hold on to the ball. He's got it covered up.
with about a 9-yard gain.
Boy, he's looked good toting the rock. In the coach's interview today, as I was talking to Coach Langford, he just mentioned it kind of as almost like an afterthought that Antonio Madison will be running the football some for us tonight. And it looks like we may have found a package. He's going to have to hold on to the ball. But and I want to say again, these guys we're talking about, we got about 16 or 17 players that go both ways. So it's not like they're just fresh.
Too wide left, shotgun. He throws out to the left side to Snell. He
Good play.
Tackled after about a 2-yard gain. That's the first down for the Raiders.
I actually think that may have been JP. Snell was the one that was delivering the block. They leave it in the hands of Legondrick to make sure he makes that block. He's just a junior. But he's our most experienced receiver, JP, with a first down catch.
Shotgun, 2 wide outs. We hand it off up the middle. And he just bounces. He keeps bouncing it back to the right side and gets about 5 yards.
Yeah, 4 yards anyway, Brent.
And
he's just got a natural feel for finding the hole.
That's going to end the third period. Raiders still trail 16-9, but I like what we're seeing from our Red Raiders. We'll continue to move the ball.
That's right. And there you heard it. You're listening to 93.5 The Eagle.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Bennett Bennett and Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Welcome back. We've flipped the field. We're on the Swainsboro's 40-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and about 6. And we got a brand-new quarter. This is the last quarter, though. And Bacon County needs to come in, as Brent and I were talking in the break. And this is where we need to come in and make a score right here. Kind of flip the momentum. The momentum you can feel is in our favor right now.
Power formation for the Raiders. The quarterback keeps it. He cuts it back up the middle, and he's going to end up with about 3 yards.
Yeah, about 3 yards.
We're going to be 3rd and 3. Again, in that 4-down territory. Hopefully it won't come to that.
Yeah.
I like to see Jewell running outside rather than between the tackles.
Simply because we're very short at quarterback after that. We need him to stay healthy.
Yeah.
We only got really one healthy quarterback. We got Legondrick that'll fill in, but we need him out wide catching the ball.
That pistol formation, I call it that power. With the 2 wingbacks, 2 wides. We do hand it up the middle, and he does go up the middle. He continues running.
There's always one ankle tackle away from breaking it.
Oh, no.
What happened?
It's going to be a personal foul here somewhere.
Yeah, there's a penalty.
Either way, it's a big penalty.
It's after the play.
They're pointing. It's going to be a first down. Yes. Against Swainsboro. Oh. Either way, it's a first down for the Red Raiders.
It should be dead ball.
After the play should stand. It's a dead ball. That's after the play. Dead ball foul. First down, Red Raiders.
It was. We kind of get caught up in what's going on. We're ready to run the play, just ready for the referee to step out of the way.
Wide receiver, 2 wide right. This formation, we've thrown it out to the right. And he gives it to Madison back to that right side. He's fighting
to the ball.
Fighting for about 3 yards.
Yeah, they're just running straight at him now. We're asking our big uglies up front. Sorry, Mama, if your son's an offensive lineman. That's just what we call them, the big uglies. They're up front making a living for us all.
Again, this power formation for the Red Raiders. Wide receiver right and left. Tito in the backfield. And there's the quick pass slant for a catch over the middle and a penalty.
It's thrown in the way. It was a late penalty. Face mask against the defense.
So that's a personal foul. That's an additional 15 yards or half the distance to the goal from there.
It's going to be first down, and if it's hands to the face, we should take the penalty.
Let's see what's going to be decided here.
The defensive lineman evidently happens sometimes as they're rushing. They put hands to the face or to the side of the head. That's a personal foul.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it was a flagrant foul. That just happens in the middle of combat sometimes.
And this is the break that the Raiders need here.
We just need to hold on to the football, Brent, and you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
This when we get down this close sometimes, we seem to be our own worst enemy.
All right, we're just outside the 10-yard line.
Yep.
Can get a first down. And Tito's cuts it back up the middle, keeps fighting.
Way to go north and south. Good job.
Gets about 4, maybe 3 yards on the carry. It's going
Bringing
to be
Madison back in. Tito's going to check out.
And again, we can get a first down on about the 2-yard line. Yeah. I like the way we're running this ball.
Now I like it. I do.
We got Madison back in the backfield, wide receivers left and right. And he hands it to Madison. He cuts it to the right, back up to the left. He leans in for about 4 yards.
Run the ball hard.
That's
He's running
close
it really
to a
hard.
first down. It's going to be third and about 1.
Actually, it
Maybe
looks like where they're marking it, they're going to mark him on about the 4. I think we may have to get inside. Where we're sitting and where the sticks are, it's really, really hard to tell. I think they
third and
maybe
3.
About the 1.5, guys, for a first down.
About
Well,
1.5.
They got third and 3 on the board, so. And he pushes it up the middle. Looks like well, it depends on the spot, but looks
it's
like
going to spin on the
looks
spot.
like where the ref's coming in, it's going to be real close.
He's going to be short by about a yard.
Okay.
Maybe a half yard.
We got to go for it.
We know what
here.
we got to do here.
They're going to bring in a big, heavy package. Number 54, Tyrone Kelsey, a big senior.
I know Madison has done a great job between the tackles, but Tito has done a great job on those corners.
Yeah.
We're going to see. We're going to line up here with them here with Madison in the backfield, wide right and left. Could be a keeper. And no, Madison gets it for the touch. Oh,
they're going to call us
down. Down.
But it's going to be a first down.
What a great run by Madison. How big has he been this third quarter?
Boy,
8
he's
minutes,
been huge.
43 seconds.
Welcome to my world, Antonio Madison.
I guarantee you, I know his daddy.
Anthony Madison.
He had a brother named Antonio.
He had a brother.
Ago. Here we go for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Red
Madison over the
Raiders.
top. Looked like a Herschel Walker there.
Come on, be careful. Take your hat off when you say Herschel Walker up here, man.
Score is 16-15.
Great job.
Extra point will tie this game.
We need this is big. This is big. Just want to see us get this big one.
Ronaldo up for the challenge. He's already hit a 32-yard field goal. And this is to tie it up, folks. And a good snap, hold, kick, block.
It's always the special teams, man. They just come back to hurt you. We're just going to have to score again.
He's got to score. 16-15. 8 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in this game. Wow. Again, defense is going to have to step up and get a stop here.
Ronaldo Juarez.
Shane, what's the atmosphere like on the sideline?
I hadn't talked to you guys since the halftime. Really, halftime is all about wanting this game more and being physical. That was you were talking about. They're doing something different, running that horseman. The only thing difference was they were playing with a little bit more aggressiveness on our side of the ball, and defensively, Antonio, he's one stood up in locker room. They want this game. There was all business at halftime. They're a little bit mad about it right now.
I like it. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
Well, you can definitely tell the difference in the attitude and the mentality. The way we just pushed them around, basically, that third quarter, and we just had a couple bad breaks.
Well, we just had another offsides on a kickoff, looks like.
We'll kick from the 35 now, re-tee it.
Those kind of things really, really big. Sometimes they come in big, and here again, one of those things I just can't figure out how in the world you get offsides on a kickoff.
Guys, what we're trying to do is drop this ball right about where I'm standing over here, just drop it inside.
Right.
And there's a kick to the up man. And we got guys, two guys, oh no. Kicker, oh, that's it, he's gone. He's to the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Swainsboro.
You know, sometimes in trying to protect and trying to do things like that, we just you get a guy that finds a seam, and when you do, he's off to the races. We didn't have anybody back to play safety, or either our safety got sucked in somewhere.
Well, our lanes broke down. There were too many white jerseys in a wide in the middle of the field. I'm not sure what happened or who it was, but the film will tell. But that's just unfortunate, as we were able to just drive it down their throats and score, and then they get an easy one.
I don't know if they're going to kick or go for two, but I know what our coach is thinking right here. Well, it looks like we got someone coming on the field late, so he didn't have any choice but to call a timeout.
No, timeout was called. They cannot. What the coach is saying, they can't score a 2-point or field goal. They got to stop them right here to keep it to 7 points.
Right, I agree. We got to keep it to 7 points right here. Coach Langford is walking onto the sideline to talk to our players and encourage them. This is a big play for us. I feel like we got the ability to go down and score, but Coach wants to keep it at least to one score, an extra point away.
Well, a 2-point conversion here would be devastating.
Yes.
With 8 minutes, 24 seconds, that would give them a 9-point lead. And they're not going to attempt an extra point, 1 point. So we got to keep them out of the end zone.
It's a big play. Big play.
Wide receiver wide right. Shotgun in a wildcat with the running back 21. And there's a penalty on the offense. That's going to back them up.
That's been their best friend so far. The last time they got a 2-point conversion is when it moved them back.
And they're bringing in the quarterback now, number 18, coming back in.
They're going to try to throw the ball probably right here. That would be my guess.
Well, I like our chances with them throwing it rather than running it wide.
Yeah, good point. Excuse me.
Again, a huge play for the Red Raiders here to hold this game to 7 points. 8 minutes, 24 seconds.
Just don't need to let them get inside right here. Number 23 out here, he's got a slant all day long.
And there it is. And
no! Oh, my goodness. They're going to call pass interference against us.
That's
and because he dropped it, they're going to definitely take the penalty.
Be half the distance. They'll get it about the 3-yard line or so, just inside the 5.
Now they're going to run a wildcat.
Bringing the tailback 21 back in to take the snap, most likely.
I don't know. You know, you just know basic ABC football, and the guys out here like this on an island, they're going to try to run inside.
Another flag on the offense. Yes, sir. It's the longest 2-point conversion play I've seen ever. 3 attempts.
The play that will never end.
3 attempts, 3 no goods. You know, so maybe we can make it 4 for 4 when the actual start it or able to get it off.
Let's see what we're going to do now. Actually, I think in the way it's happened, 5 yards, half the distance, 5 yards again, they're actually about 9 yards out right here. How that math works, boy, you can't figure it out.
And they're on a 25-second clock as the time's running down over here with 4 seconds in the shotgun, 1 wide right and left. There goes that's a penalty or a timeout. Another flag. That's going to take them back 5 more yards, Coach.
Yeah, it sure is.
I haven't
Delay
seen
a
it.
game. Boy, we need that. I saw their coach calling timeout, but honestly, when you pointed out the clock, I looked at it, and he called a timeout when it was at 0.
Well, the only thing this does do is it just gives them a little more field to work with when passing.
Right.
And he cuts back in toward it. There's the flag.
There's it again. Illegal shift.
And again, he keeps cutting back toward the line too early.
Right. This play will never end.
Well, I hope it ends in our favor. I don't care.
I hope we pick it off and go the other way. In high school, can you?
I don't think they can
can't
advance
do
it.
it.
I don't think they can advance it.
I know you can.
In all the other levels.
In all the other levels. They change it so much, I can't keep up with it.
All right, here we go. They're at about the 20-yard line, nearly, for the 2-point conversion. And he's going to throw it to the end zone. No. That is unbelievable. I mean, that was just casual contact there, for lack of a better term. They got their feet tangled up. That was no interference there. The receiver falls down. It looks bad, but it's not a penalty.
I don't even know if that was that guy's call, the guy that was back in the back judge.
It's going to be back inside the 10-yard line for the 6th attempt, I believe, if I'm counting right. Maybe the 7th attempt.
Wow.
We still got 8 minutes, 24 on the clock. You'd think we'd be under 5 by now. Well, I don't care how long it takes, as long as we can stop them right here. 2 wide right, 2 wide left. Quarterback goes, steps back, and we got him. Sack.
And after all that, Antonio Madison drops him, and it keeps it at a 7-point game. What a huge play. We're going to take a timeout. You're listening to Red Raider Radio on 93.5 The Eagle.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Bennett and Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Is lined up to receive the kickoff. Swainsboro just broke the huddle and are about to line up to kick the ball. Big number 71, who has done the kicking duties for them. His name is Kayon Davis. He is just a freshman, big guy. Starts on the defensive line, too, for them. So they've got some youth. They do have more upperclassmen, seniors, that are playing than we do. He's going to kick it and just kind of pooch it. And Antonio's the one that picks it up. Nope, we can't run east and west. The only way we can make a living from this season for the rest of the season, in my opinion, we just don't have the threat to go east and west. We're going to have to make a living going east and north and west, north and south. I'm sorry. Wow. Boy.
That was a long 2-point conversion, wasn't it?
Hey, boy, howdy.
Raiders are going to stretch it out to the left with one receiver and one to the right in this power formation, this horseman formation. And we hand it to Tito up the middle. He cuts it back to the left, and there he goes up the middle. He's still breaking tackles. JP, good job. Oh, what a great run by Tito. It's about nearly a 30-yard gain, about 29.
Boy, you add in a hurry, son. You sure you ain't a math teacher?
No. That's a big no. I just count up. I can count by tens good. Hey, and we're on the 36-yard line. A huge first down as we flip the field quickly.
Hold on to the ball.
Madison in the backfield now in this power formation. And Madison gets it. He cuts up the middle, breaks it out to the left. Nope.
He's still
Nobody wants to bring him down for another 10-yard gain.
He is moving some people.
Coach, I hadn't seen power football like this in a couple years, just been able to run it between the tackles like this.
And I wouldn't have thought we would have been able to do it. But, you know, early in the season, Coach K told me that one of our strengths is going to be our offensive line.
Well, they're coming together. And Madison again up to the right side, almost a mishandle of the ball.
Yeah.
But it's an 8-yard gain.
Yeah.
This young man's racking them up. 7:30 on the clock. We've got to finish with a touchdown.
Signaling into plays. We're trying to hurry. Only 21 seconds.
Got plenty of time on the clock, but
yeah.
But we don't want to leave too much time. But we got to get. Jules going to keep it
Jewel.
and go left, and he's going to go down.
That's a good play by Jewel.
First down, 5-yard run.
Jewel's going to have to protect himself. There's just no doubt about
Absolutely.
it. He's going to have to protect himself. And he took a lick, but he was going down when he done it. He's going to have to protect himself. And I have all ideas that our coaching staff has told him exactly that.
We're dire straits at a quarterback position. And the handoff to Zevion up the middle, and another great push by the Raiders for another 4 yards.
Yeah.
Just pounding
I like power football.
6 minutes, 51 seconds. Again, that power formation with Brown in the backfield. Hands it again. He comes to the left.
There he goes.
Cuts for a hole.
Yeah, looks like I'm going to be a first down very close.
Just inside or outside the 5-yard line.
It's going to be very, very close to it. Let's see.
It's going to be.
He hasn't waved the sticks yet.
We're short by about a half-yard, guys.
It's going to be third and less than 1.
Thanks to Shane Bennett for that Bennett and Johnson sideline report. Short about a half a yard.
Madison back in. He hands it to Madison. He goes up the middle for the first down and maybe a touchdown.
Boy, he was close.
Right on the
touchdown. All right.
Now, Coach.
That was effort. That was wanting it. Antonio Madison just was not going to be denied.
That was Red Raider football, driving it down the field, scoring a touchdown. We got to have the extra point, though, Coach.
5 minutes and 55 seconds left. It looks like we may be trying to make a decision.
Would he go for 2 here?
That's what I'm wondering. And we're going to let the clock. We need to be careful with the clock right here. We're down to 13 seconds. This is the play of the game.
22-21, Raiders lining up for the 2-point conversion. I think we're going to let the clock run down, call timeout before the penalty.
And he called a timeout and got it.
5 minutes, 55 seconds remaining.
We're going to take a timeout. So with the score 22-21 with 5 minutes, 55 seconds left, you're listening to 93.5 The Eagle.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent
For the 2-point conversion as quarterback Dawson Dial rolls to his right and throws a floater in the back of the end zone. And K.J. Castile, our tight end, went up real high, came down to the back of the end zone for a 2-point conversion. And there you have it. Our Bacon County Red Raiders are up 23-22 with 5 minutes and 55 seconds. What a bonanza, Brent Johnson.
You're probably glad that the commercial was still on. We would have busted your eardrums when they scored. When Castile went up with both hands to the highest point, making the catch.
Just like you coach it.
Unbelievable. Jewel was cool as a cucumber as he rolled out to his right and made the play.
I did not see Castile.
I saw him, and I thought he overthrew him. But he put it only where he could catch it toward the back of the end zone. What a great play by the Raiders. Here's the kickoff. And we've got
this has been a fiasco, this And we pooch it again
That
to the
ball's going
same guy. Maybe this time we're coming down.
Yeah,
we're going to run him
now.
down this time.
Number
Good play.
4 is going to get him.
J.P. Peterson actually stood the play up, and when he did, Legondrick Snell came from the backside and cleaned it up. It was a good play. We were not going to let him get outside this time. All right, this is the game riding on it. We need our defense to come up big with a big stop, and the way we've been able to run the football, if we can get a stop, I feel real good about our chances. We've been able to run the football very good, effectively in this second half. They're going to do that speed sweep. Oh, goodness, Trey Mobley.
72
Mobley. What a big play by Trey Mobley, who just come back out for football this year. And I can remember when he was in children's church 3 or 4 years ago, he was the fastest kid, the biggest kid and the fastest kid in our children's church. And he just blew through there untouched and made a huge play.
2nd and 15 now.
Here goes our quarterback. He's waiting.
Here comes pressure by Anderson.
He's wide open.
Almost intercepted.
Big boy. Put both hands out there.
What a game by this young man. Unfortunately, we didn't give him the credit he deserved the first half.
Yeah, we called him somebody
else. But Big Boy has had a great game. Another great defensive play by defensive
Boy, with that
back.
pick. Oh, goodness.
3rd and 15 now for Swainsboro. A huge play here. Was there a penalty?
Defensive holding, guys.
And is that a second? It's going to be 2nd and 5?
Yeah, that's going to make it 2nd and 5.
Hey, we'll calm down a little bit. There's that sweep to the right as he cuts it up, but he's met oh, nope, he's still running.
Yeah.
We're about a 9-yard gain for a touchdown.
First down.
9-yard touchdown? Is that what I said?
You scared me. I felt my heart go to my chest. My heart in my chest go down to my stomach.
Well, that's why I don't do such as this. I get too excited. I need to be down there in the stands.
I like to watch the game too.
All right, very similar offense to quick pass. Ooh!
They're going to mess around or we pick it off in just a minute. We can't just keep letting the ball run through our arms like that.
It's going to be 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
Again, their offense looks eerily like ours. They don't have the upbacks like we do in that power package. But
they got speed to the corner. We just got to be able to feel that corner.
4 minutes, 45 seconds. 22-23, your Raiders lead. Pistol formation. They hand it off. Oh, and 3 missed tackles. Thank goodness for that's Brother Brown. KJ Brown making the tackle after he broke 3.
3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, about 3rd and 5.
Yes. Manageable now for Swainsboro. When we had him at the line of scrimmage, 4 minutes, 23 seconds.
You know, Coach Yates, was it Coach Yates that said we had to have gang tackling?
Well, there was 2 there. They just didn't make the tackle. Too high. Pistol formation, two wide receivers right, 1 left. And he hands it off, and we clog it up. It's going to be about a 1-yard gain.
Yeah. It'll be 4th and 4.
4th and 4. What does Swainsboro do here?
Yeah, they're definitely going to go for it here.
Under 4 minutes.
The way we're running the football, they don't really have a choice, I don't think.
It's the play of the game for the Raiders here.
Yeah.
The way we are running the ball, 3:46, 4th and 4.
We have the slot back covered up. Yeah, got him covered up with Ayrton Moore. I didn't see Ayrton back there. They're looking, 7 seconds left.
Could see a timeout here. They're going to think about it.
And we're going to take a huddle-up timeout. You're listening to 93.5 The Eagle.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Bennett Bennett & Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Here at 4th and about 4, and as we were talking, this could very well be the play of the game.
And the quarterback steps back.
Oh, goodness, great play call.
And there's a guy wide open on that left side. I don't know how he got away.
Well, they faked it and drug a guy out in the flat. That was a great play call by their coaching staff. I'll just be honest with you, that was a great call. I have to tip my hat to where, give credit where credit's due. They still had to pitch and catch it.
3:20 on the clock. First down from about the 34-yard line. And we understand they don't really have a field goal kicker, not
They're
from any
speed
distance.
Sweep it again.
There's a great tackle.
Great tackle by number 7, KJ Castile.
Offensively and defensively, this man has been huge tonight.
Yeah, he's coming into his own. KJ number 7 is a junior.
Kid does a great job in the classroom too.
Does he really? Fantastic. I love that. Down 2nd and 11, 2nd and 11 and a half maybe.
Really, Coach, every play from this point forward is the play of the game for us.
I
when
would
you think
agree
about
with
it. Another looking to pass across the middle. Got to make a tackle, and we do.
But that's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
That clock keeps running. 2:24 on the clock. 3rd and 1. Defense are going to have to bow their back here. Somebody needs to make a play. 18 on the play clock.
Well, they definitely got 2 plays here to get a yard, but you never know what can happen.
And we tackle him right at the middle for about a 1-yard gain, but that clock keeps running.
It's going to be a first down.
Well, it does stop on the first down.
Looks like a first down anyway.
They're going to measure.
They're going to measure it. And it looks like it's very, it looks to me like he's got a first down, but the white hat's going to measure just to take all doubt out.
Shane,
I don't blame him for doing that.
Shane, can you give us a report there?
It looks like it is a first down from here.
And it'll be on the 19-yard line? No, 14-yard line. 24-yard line. These players are in the way. I can't see.
24-yard line.
24-yard line. It's going to be first down. 1:55 to go.
They've made the plays when they need to make the plays. We've not given up. We're fighting. We just need a big play right here. You kind of feel like from the way the game is, the flow of the game, that Swainsboro feels like they've got to get in the end zone, that a chance at a field goal to beat us is not even in their thought process.
3 wide left, 1 to the right.
Oh, we got good play. We got a false start, and that's going to move them back 5.
Be 1st and 15. 1:42. 22-23, your Raiders lead.
Like you said, 1:42 left. Boy, does football ever get any easier? It's always like this. Seems like every team I pull for, it comes down to the final seconds.
Nail biter. Again, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Quarterback comes back. There's Anderson.
Oh, goodness.
Guy's open on the right side. We knock him out of bounds. Anderson was a half a second from sacking him.
And really, it looked like there was a motion penalty on them on the side, but it was not called. That was the same little play that they run a while ago to get the
opposite
first
side
down.
of the field.
Yeah, that's about a 14-yard gain. They're right right at the sticks.
Minute 22. Inside the 15 now. Shotgun, 3 left receivers. They hand it off up the middle. He keeps driving and pushing. He keeps driving and pushing. Gets down to about, looks like about the 3-yard line. That's going to be close.
First down. We thought it may be a fumble the way they were acting, but
The ball was definitely on the ground, guys.
Coach, how many times you see, I've seen this in college ball, but it never happens where a coach lets the team score so you have some time on the clock to run a play. Or you just,
I don't know.
I'm just throwing that out there. I know it's not going to happen.
I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen.
The way we've been able to move the ball, but we're going to have to hope for a big play here. We need to turn over. We need to somebody needs to put a helmet on the ball. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult as the time is going to be our enemy from this point forward if they are able to punch it in here.
See what Coach Langford can call out right here. I'm going to try to stop them. They're on the 3-yard line. Let's make it difficult for them.
It's probably going to depend on if they try that wildcat. They bring the running back, but they had very little success on the 2-point conversion. That's about where they started on it, and with 2 or 3 procedure calls.
It's a good football game, good South Georgia football game.
It's always better when you can come out on top, though.
Yeah.
But these Raiders have not given up. All right, here we go. Quarterback is in. He hands it off. It's fumbled, but he falls on it. Wow.
Well, you were about to call it. You were about to be prophetic.
Oh, that wasn't a helmet.
It's going to be second
but
and
I would
8.
have taken it. It's going to be second down in about 9. And they have one timeout, 44 seconds. Big Red's got a chance to hold him here. He's going to pass, throw it across the middle. Touchdown.
Touchdown and
on the slant. And the slant is one of the hardest offensive plays to defend if it's ran correctly. And that puts 6 on the board.
see what he calls.
Unless it's offensive. The coaching staff don't look too happy.
No, holding against us.
Okay. 33.6 seconds on the clock. It's 28-23.
You just don't let him get inside. That's what you're coached. You don't let him get inside. You just don't let him get inside. Look at him right here. If you ain't careful, he's going to go right back to it.
Again, I said earlier, if they were able to punch it in, time is our enemy. It's going to be 30-23 as they convert the 2-point conversion. Raiders will have an opportunity.
We got one timeout left with 33.6 seconds left. You're listening to 93.5 The Eagle.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Bennett Bennett and Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Welcome back, everybody. Kind of a dejected crowd a little bit here in the press box. We fought back so hard, had everything in our hands, and then Give it to Swainsboro. They came back and do what they had to do. And we've just been unable to stop the little flare pass that they've thrown out to our flats. And then a couple of times we've been burned on the slant. And,
well,
it just happens.
Here's the kickoff. And he's going to bust it up and go down. Clock will stop with 29 seconds on the clock. We saw some crazy stuff happen with 19 seconds the other weekend in Athens.
Yeah.
Two touchdowns in 19 seconds. We got 29 here. We make it score 3 times. No doubt we'll be throwing.
And we've got to have a touchdown.
And we got to go 69 yards.
Yeah.
Again, great effort for the Red Raiders tonight. Have another opportunity. This second half, the play of the game was the kickoff return. That's the difference in the game.
Special teams, as we talked in the beginning of the game, special teams is always a big part. And it's
missed extra point and the 7-point and the touchdown return, and we win by 1 point. Not sure what happened here.
74 yards now. Be a shame if we come on the 5-yard line, wouldn't it?
Well, Jewell has the arm to get it down the field if our receivers would just give him an opportunity. But it's going to be tough with they're playing a prevent. Out of bounds. Great play there. 25.3. It was a 4-second play.
They're going to give us that underneath stuff. But
Well,
if
they
they
give us
us
about
enough,
5 more of them
yeah,
every 4 seconds. We'll have 1 second on the clock when we score.
That's a good point. That's about what I was fixing to say. If they give us enough of them, give us within the distance of being able to throw it to the end zone. You got KJ Castile.
You can't afford a sack. Makes the catch.
Yes, what a catch.
Clock will stop. He's going to have to spike it down here with 16.6. That's a 35-yard gain. The defenders basically kept running. He stopped, turned, and looked for the ball.
Great play by Lagondrick.
There's the big catch by Lagondrick. One more play like that can tie this game up potentially. And a timeout is being called by Swainsboro. They had to slow this down. They're on their heels.
Yes.
No quit
Here we go.
in this Raider team, folks.
Great play also by Dawson Jewell. By extending the play, I was telling him to get out of bounds or do something to stop the clock, and dog, if he didn't hang it up there into triple coverage, and Lagondrick came back and made a play.
16.6 seconds.
Wow.
30-23. Your Raiders trail now by 7.
And we're on the 23-yard line. Swainsboro's 23-yard line. Stranger things have happened, my friend.
Got to catch my breath. Again, I'm too big of a fan to be on the radio.
Hey.
But you're right. It's been a great football game tonight. And irregardless of the outcome, however, we'd like to see a miracle here.
Yeah, we need one. I can almost say we're due one.
I still love a play over the middle. The play we ran against Vidalia the other night to get down in scoring position.
Right. Slant.
Oh, he's got to get out of bounds. Oh, he falls down. Oh, they got to get up and spike it. We're going to run out of time, Coach.
Yeah, we are.
First down, the clock. Oh, they let too much time run off the clock. Spike it. Got 2 seconds. 2.9 on the clock. Wow. They let about 4 seconds run off the clock before. We're going to get one more play here. 2.9 seconds. Trailing by 7. We are on the 12-yard line. 13-yard line. Well, this is the Play of the game.
Got plenty of time.
Jewell in shotgun. Three wide right, one left. He's got to throw it, and he does. Touchdown! What a catch! The Raiders have scored! 29-30.
Touchdown!
What a play by Jewell, again rolling to the right. Folks, we're filing out of here. 29-30. What are they discussing?
They just threw a guy on the chain gang. They just threw him out.
Wow.
That is a...
Shane, come to us.
Well, the chain guy being a little emotional, and I don't. He got chunked.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We're going for the win, Shane, or the tie?
We're going for the win.
All right,
we're going for the win, folks.
29-30. Raiders trail by 1. We're going for 2. With no time on the clock. Last play of the game. What an opportunity. Either way, so proud of these Red Raiders.
Yeah, we've
Jewell
come
in
back.
Shotgun, wide right and left. And that was a... Somebody didn't know the play. I don't know who.
And there you go. We had the quarterback take the snap, and he went one way, and the running back went the other. And Jewell was just sitting waiting for the running back to come through. I don't really know who's at fault. It doesn't matter at this point. Swainsboro pulls off a 30-29 victory here. Our Red Raiders fought all the way to the end, and it was at the end. It was just a simple mistake that cost us the opportunity to win the game. We're going to go back to the studio for just a minute, and then we're going to talk to Coach Langford. Hopefully Shane Bennett will be able to get him. You're listening to 93.5 The Eagle.